Morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yesterday we discussed about some basic concepts regarding the environment and an ecosystem. Okay. Now let's discuss more about an ecosystem. So, children, as I told you, there are two types of ecosystem, like natural and artificial, that is man-made. Okay. Now, among these two, natural as well as artificial, this is the naturally formed, and the artificial is developed by the man, right? Or which can be like aquatic or terrestrial. So this both the ecosystems are further classified into two types, whether it is natural or an artificial ecosystem, that divides into two, that is terrestrial and aquatic. Okay. Natural ecosystem again divides into the terrestrial and the aquatic natural ecosystem. So what are the examples of natural but the terrestrial ecosystem? So the example for this is the forest. Okay, forest is the naturally formed terrestrial ecosystem, while lake, pond, okay, these are the aquatic but naturally formed ecosystem. Now man-made, garden, agricultural field are the examples of terrestrial artificial ecosystem. And aquarium or dam, whale, okay, is an example of man-made aquatic ecosystem. Okay, is an example of man-made aquatic ecosystem. So these are basically the types of an ecosystem. Now let's discuss what happens in the ecosystem. So we are going to read now paragraph from 15.2. Okay, so focus on the paragraph, children. Now see, all organisms such as plants, animals, microorganisms, and human beings, as well as the physical surrounding, interacts with each other and maintains a balance in a nature. What happens in the ecosystem, children? The abiotic, that is non-living things, and abiotic components, that is the living things, that interacts with each other. Why and what to do in order to maintain a balance in a nature? In ninth standard, you have learned about the various cycles that takes place in the nature, like water cycle, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle. Okay, so in these cycles particularly, the living things and non-living things interacts with one another to maintain the balance of the things in the nature, like the balance of oxygen, balance of carbon dioxide, balance of some organic and inorganic things. So that is maintained when these two things interacts with one another. All the interacting organism is an area together with a non-living constituents of the environment form an ecosystem. So how ecosystem is formed? It is formed when the interaction is happening between the living thing and non-living thing. Okay, thus an ecosystem consists of components. पूछते हैं separate से 1 mark के लिए. Abiotic component comprising क्या क्या होते examples abiotic components के? Physical factors like temperature, rainfall, wind, soil, and minerals in the soil. For example, if you visit a garden, you will find the different plants such as the grasses, trees, flower bearing plants like roses, jasmine, okay, and other flower bearing plants. Then, and also you observe there some animals like small microorganisms that you cannot observe directly, but you know that the soil is the major source for the microorganism, children. Then you can observe the various insects and the birds and some higher organisms like frogs over there, right? All these living organisms interacts with each other, and their growth, reproduction, and the other activities are affected by the abiotic components of ecosystem. Children, you know, in case of the fishes especially breeds only in the monsoon. Okay, wherever there is a monsoon, at that time only, or we can say at that time, the breeding process enhance in the aquatic organisms, right? So, of course, if we talk about any aquatic ecosystem, especially in the monsoon, of aquatic organisms, their number rises because that season enhances the breeding process of that particular organism, right? So yes, of course, the environmental factor affects the growth, the reproduction, and other activities of the living component. Okay, so a garden is an ecosystem. Other type of ecosystems are forest, pond, lakes. Okay, there are the natural ecosystems, while the garden, crop, and the human made are the artificial or the man-made ecosystems. Okay, now one activity is given over here. थोड़ा सा इसके ऊपर फोकस करना है क्योंकि इसके ऊपर एक बार क्वेश्चन भी पूछा गया है बोर्ड एग्जाम में. You might have seen an aquarium. Let us try to design one. Okay, what are the things that we need to keep in our mind when we create an aquarium? क्या क्या लगता है आपको aquarium create करना है तो you require a fresh water. Okay, you require oxygen cylinder, right? You require the food for the aquatic organisms. You require aquatic organisms itself like aquatic plants and animals. Okay, and also you need a glass aquarium, right, in order to keep all this thing in that. And and you require one more thing in order to clean the waste produced by aquatic organism. Okay, now the fish would need a free space for swimming. It could be a large jar. Water, oxygen, and the foods are the things you need to keep in your mind while preparing an aquarium. We can provide oxygen through an oxygen pump or aerator. Aerator मतलब ये air को circulate करता है उसमें, okay? And fish food which is available in the market. If we add a few aquatic plants and the animals, it can become a self-sustaining system. If you add a naturally obtaining aquatic plants in that, so gradually the aquarium becomes a self sustaining system. मतलब धीरे धीरे वो सेल्फ सस्टेनिंग बन जाएगा जिसमें वो क्या करेगा, वो एक्वेरियम खुद को to put oxygen over there, no need to put aquatic plants. Okay, but yes, you need to observe it after the specific interval of a time, but yes, at certain level it becomes a self-sustaining system. The natural aquatic ecosystems are like lake, ponds, okay, in the whale, or we can say in the dam itself. Whenever the dam we made, we don't observe the aquatic organisms there. What is our purpose for the dam? We want to conserve the water. But yes, the ecosystem is formed in that some plants develop, some animals are there in the aquatic ecosystem, and that is self sustaining. वहां पे वो सेल्फ सस्टेनिंग है. आप डैम के यहाँ पर जाकर, रिवर के यहाँ पर जाकर वहां के एक्वेटिक एनिमल को फूड नहीं देते हैं ताकि वो जिंदा रहे. वो सेल्फ सस्टेनिंग है. Okay, now can you think how this happens? And aquarium is an example of the human-made ecosystem. Now see, if the aquatic plants are there in aquatic ecosystem, so you know that plant after photosynthesis produces the oxygen that is then utilized by the aquatic organism in the breathing process. After breathing, the aquatic animal produces the carbon dioxide, which the plant utilizes in the process of photosynthesis. So in this way, that becomes a self-sustaining ecosystem. Can we leave the aquarium as such after we set it up? No, we cannot leave it as it is because it is artificially made. We have to focus on it, and regularly we have to also clean it because it is made in the glass jar. So there is no such a soil microorganism that can simplifies the waste produced by aquatic organisms. Okay, so we have to clean it regularly. Even it becomes self-sustaining at a certain level, you have to clean it regularly. Okay, why does it need to be cleaned regularly? Do we have to clean the pond or the lake in the same manner? Why and why not? Children, yes, that if we have the aquarium at our home, we need to clean it regularly. Is the same thing happens with a lake and pond? Are we going there in a lake and the ponds to clean it? No, because it is naturally formed. And what is the base of that lake and pond? Of course, the soil. And the soil have the microorganisms in that can decompose the organic waste produced by aquatic organism. While in artificially made aquatic ecosystem, if we talk about the aquarium that is made from the glass, so there is no such a base where the organic material get degrade. So we need to clean it regularly. Okay. So इसके ऊपर एक बार क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. So I hope you are clear with it. Now focus on the next paragraph. This is very easier. Since your lower classes, you are learning these things, consumers, carnivores, producers. Okay, the same thing is given over here. We have seen in the earlier classes that the organisms can be grouped as, organisms को कैसे grouped किया गया है? The producers, the consumers, and the decomposers. So ऐसा आप एक flow chart याद रख सकते हैं. Organisms, okay, they are classified as producer means the one who produces the food. Okay, the one who produces the food. And the second is consumer. अब ये जो food produce किया है उसको consume करने वाले. And last में decomposers. Okay, who decompose the organic matter, who decompose the producers and the consumers. Okay, so इस three type में division है. So basically what comes in the producer, children? What comes in the producer? Yes, all plants. Okay, the plants comes under the producers because only the green plants have an ability to synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so the plants are the producer by synthesize the food that consumers consumes. Okay, and get the energy. So what comes in the consumer? All animals. ध्यान रखो ये एग्जाम्पल में आता है. Producer means what? The plants. Okay. Consumer means all animals because animals cannot synthesize their own food. And the decomposers, these groups, what comes under? The bacteria and the fungi. Okay, the examples of decomposers are bacteria and fungi. Okay, so do remember these examples. Producer, plants, consumers, animals, decomposers, bacteria and fungi. Okay. according to the manner in which they obtain their substances from the environment. Let us recall what we have learned through the self-sustaining ecosystem created by us above. Okay, which organisms can make organic compounds like sugar? Focus on this. Which organisms can make organic compound like sugar and starch from the inorganic substances using the radiant energy of the sun? Okay, in the presence of chlorophyll. So everything is clear in that. That is from the inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water in presence of energy and the chlorophyll, the sugar is formed, that is C6H12O6. Glucose बनता है, okay, and that ultimately get converts into starch. So who makes this product? Of course, the green plants. Okay, so they are called as producers, right? All green plants and the certain blue-green algae, BGA also, some blue-green algae also, which can produce the food by photosynthesis, called as producer. इसके ऊपर 3 मार्क का क्वेश्चन आता है, इसलिए हमको वर्ड टू वर्ड पढ़ना जरूरी है. Okay, and hence they are called producers. So question आ सकता है, why plants are called producers? Justification type, because they have the ability to produce sugar and the starch from the inorganic compound by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, no, Azotobacter is not a blue-green algae. Blue-green algae is a cyanobacteria, while Azotobacter is simply a soil microorganism, okay, that have ability for the nitrogen fixation, not for photosynthesis. Okay, now organisms depend on the producers either directly or indirectly for their substance. These organisms which consumes the food produced either directly from the producers or indirectly by feeding on their consumers are called consumers. मतलब क्या? ये प्लांट है, ओके, अब इसको डायरेक्टली फीड करने वाले एनिमल, गोट. ओके, अब गोट को फीड करने वाला लॉयन. तो गोट किस में आता है? डायरेक्ट कंज्यूमर, हु डायरेक्टली कंज्यूम्स द प्रोड्यूसर. और लॉयन क्या आया? इसमें आता है इनडायरेक्ट, और ये किस में आता है? डायरेक्ट कंज्यूमर. इसको इनडायरेक्ट क्यों बोला गया है? बिकॉज इट फीड द कंज्यूमर which consumes the plants. Okay, so directly or indirectly they consumes the plants, the producers, and hence they are called the consumers. Okay, the consumers can be classed as a herbivorous, carnivorous, and omnivorous and parasites. Okay, consumers के 4 more classification है, याद रखो. Consumers are classified as herbivorous, okay, who feeds on the grasses. Carnivores, who only feeds the fleshes. Then omnivores, like human, who feeds on the plants as well as on the animals. And the fourth is parasite, who lives inside the host body and sucks the nutrient, like leech, okay, like lice, mite, tick, okay, or we can say the ascaris in the small intestine, liver fluke, tapeworm. Okay, this sucks the nutrient from the host organism, and hence they are called parasites, right? Look at the last paragraph, children. Can you give the example for each of this category of the consumer. So you have to learn four examples. Four examples of herbivorous, four examples of carnivorous, omnivorous, parasites. Okay. Now, this paragraph is very important. Most of the time the question was asked based on this paragraph in different ways, like straightforward question, justification type of question. So focus on this. Imagine the situation where you do not clean the aquarium and some fish and the plants that have died. Have you ever thought what happens when an organism dies? The microorganism comprising the bacteria and the fungi break down the dead remains and the waste produced of the organism. Children, what happens when any organism dies? The dead organic matter of that organism get decomposed. Okay, that get decomposed by the microorganisms such as bacteria and the fungi. Okay, now these organisms are known as the decomposers. क्या बोलते हैं उनको? Decomposers. As they break down, so why they are called decomposers? Because they decompose, it means they break down the complex organic substance into the simple inorganic substance that go into the soil later on and use up once more by the plant. Okay, see, now the cycle is how these are the producers. Okay, when the consumer, the energy goes from herbivorous, the energy goes from producers into the herbivorous. Then second consumers, then the energy goes from first consumer to the second consumers. Okay, later on, when all these organism dies, then they get simplified, they get decomposed by the soil microorganism. Okay, and get converted into again the more simple form of the inorganic nutrients. Okay, they get decomposed by the inorganic nutrients, and these inorganic nutrients once again the plant utilizes to produce the new substance in their body, right? So इस तरीके से ये लाइफ उसका लाइफ साइकिल हम बोल सकते हैं, फिर ऑर्गेनिक एंड इनऑर्गेनिक मैटर का एक साइकिल बोल सकते हैं animals nutrients utilized by the plants, right children? Now what will happen to the garbage and the dead animals and the plant in their absence? ये question आता है. Imagine that the decomposers are not there in the soil. Then what will happen to the garbage and the dead organic matter of the plants and animals? In the absence of decomposers, what will happen? Can you guess, children, what will happen? So the all dead matter, all organic matter on the earth will be keep on increasing and increasing and increasing. Okay, that spreads a lot of epidemic diseases, because if the garbage is means getting accumulating, right? So the bad smell comes out of that, right? That will create the unpleasant environment in our surrounding, right? And one more thing, children, the bacteria inside that will increase. The whatever the natural bacteria are there in the garbages, okay, that will start increasing. Okay, if these bacteria are also not there, then what will happen? Again, the smell will not come from that, right? So the organic matter will keep on increasing and increasing, and that will not undergo decomposition. If the organic matter will not get decomposed, then there will be no replenishment of the nutrients. Soil के nutrients gradually कम होते जाएंगे. Gradually soil जो है वो non fertile होती जाएगी. Waste earth पे बढ़ता ही जाएगा, और एक टाइम ऐसा आएगा there will be no nutrients in the soil. So there will be no growth of the plant. And if the plants are not there, there will be very less number of the herbivorous, or we can say there will be the end of the living organism from the earth, right? So what will happen if the decomposers are not there? Organic matter will keep on increasing and increasing, and there will be no replenishment of the nutrients. So will the natural replenishment of the soil takes place? No. Even if the decomposers are not there. Okay, if the bacteria, the decomposers are not there, so there will be no replenishment of the nutrient. So what are the categories of the organism that we discuss? Three categories main: producers, then consumers, and the decomposer. Producer में क्या आते हैं? Plants. Consumers में क्या आते हैं? All animals, which further classified as herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, and parasites. और decomposers में क्या आते हैं? Bacteria and fungi. Okay, which play a very important role in the replenishment of the nutrient, as they simplifies the complex organic substances into the simple one, and hence they are very, very important. The soil, right? Now look at the activity 15.4. While creating an aquarium, did you take care not to put an aquatic animal which would eat one another? Okay, जैसे कि हमारे पास two types of fishes है, small fish and big fish. तो जब हम एक्वेरियम बनाएंगे, हम ये केयर तो करेंगे ही कि जो फिशेस हमने एक्वेरियम यूज किए हैं वो ऐसे हो कि वो एक दूसरे के ऊपर फीड ना करे, जैसे कि उसमें कोई बिग फिशेस ना हो ऐसे जो स्मॉल फिशेस को फीड करे, वरना आपका एक्वेरियम मेंटेन ही नहीं होगा. ओके, नाउ व्हाट वुड हैव हैपन अदरवाइज the big fishes feed on the small fishes, and hence they will get eaten by the big fishes, and only big fishes will be there in your aquarium. Okay, make the group and discuss how each of this above group of the organisms are dependent on one another. Okay, so the sequence in which, listen carefully children, the sequence in which one organism feeds on the another is known as the food chain. Is known as food chain. Okay, the sequential manner in which one organism get eaten up by another, or who eat whom. Okay, who eat whom is called food chain. अब who eats whom ये उसका मीनिंग है, बट अगर डेफिनेशन आती है तो आपको ऐसे लिखना पड़ेगा: the sequential manner in which one organism eat another in an ecosystem is known as the food chain. Okay, now children, in this image you can see the three food chains are shown. Look at the screen carefully, figure number 15.1. What is shown? See, here are the producer level. Okay, so these plants get eaten up by the herbivorous. Okay, so see this plant is get eaten up by the deer. Okay, these plants get eaten up by the grasshopper. They're eaten up by the arthropods, right? Or some insects we can say. Now, on this herbivorous, the organisms which feeds, they are called the consumers. तो फूड चेन में ना ट्रॉपिक लेवल्स होते हैं स्टूडेंट. क्या होते हैं? ट्रॉपिक लेवल. The producer is at the first tropic level. Producer is at the first tropic level. Okay, now this deer is at second tropic level. The deer is at second tropic level, and the lion is at the third tropic level. Okay, now this chain consists of only 3 tropic levels. Now in this food chain, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. How many trophic levels are there? 5 trophic level. So they are called producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, top level consumer. Okay, producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, top level consumer. First trophic level, second trophic level, third trophic level, fourth trophic level, and fifth trophic level. Now here, producer, who produces the food, okay? Primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. In this way, the various ecosystem that you can observe, various food chains that you can observe in a particular ecosystem, okay, where you will come to know that who eats whom, okay, and how the balance of the ecosystem is maintained in this way. Okay, children, do you think if the birds are not there, or if the organisms are not there who eat the insects, then what will happen? The number of the insects in the field increases, and that will affect our crop. Okay, so it is very beneficial if you have the birds in the agricultural field, so that catch the insects and their larvae, and that ultimately increases the crop yield. Okay, so it is very necessary to have each and every organisms from each and every trophic level in an optimum amount in a particular ecosystem, so the balance of the ecosystem is maintained. Okay, and if you remove any of the trophic level from the food chain, that disturbs the whole food chain. If the any organism from the any of the step is removed out, that affect the whole ecosystem, because they are depend on one another. This is depend on this trophic level. See, this one depend on this trophic level, this one depend on this trophic level, they are depend on this trophic level, right? In this way, the whole food chain get affect. In coming lecture, we will discuss about the more food chain and the food web concept. This is about our today's lecture, children. Now, if you have any doubt, you can